Welcome back to the RTS podcast. I am your host, Zion Smith. On this particular RTS podcast, I will be explaining how we all must find the previous person in our lives. You may be wondering, what does that exactly mean? In a few moments, I will explain myself. 5 months ago, I released an RTS podcast called Find a Way, aka Hell and Back. And pretty much what I explained in the RTS podcast was, it doesn't matter how you find a way. As long as you find a door, you kick through the door, you walk on to the door, and you start to make progress. That's what I pretty much explained on that particular RTS podcast. It should let you know that this RTS podcast right here will be similar, except it's a little bit more deeper. I'm going to tell a mini story. Growing up in my teenage years, I wasn't always confident in myself. Yeah, I had some glimpses of confidence, but I always took seriously growing up in my teenage years was soccer. For those of you who know me, soccer has always been my #1 passion. I was first introduced to soccer when I was 8 years old. When I was introduced to it, I fell in love with soccer. Soccer brought me joy. I continued to play there all the way through my middle school days. When I was in middle school, I played soccer, but I didn't play it as much as I was playing rec league back in the day. Long story short, it wasn't no soccer fields from where I'm at in Newport News. And travel soccer is very expensive as well. When I got to high school, I introduced myself to my high school soccer coach at the time. His name was Kurt Joseph. And 4 years went by. The rest was history. I was goalkeeper, I was midfield. I always enjoyed it. I became captain. It was a joy. Whenever I was on my own and we didn't have practice, I would practice because I just love soccer, and I always dreamed of becoming a professional soccer player. I still, to this day, have aspirations of becoming a professional soccer player. Now I'm in college. I'm going to my junior year at Old Dominion University with a major in graphic design. One thing about being in college is time management. Your time management has to be on point. And you have to be disciplined when it comes to your schoolwork. You can have a lot going on in college. College can be time consuming because of academics, because of clubs and organizations, because of different events on campus. Along with that, if you are an athlete like me, you know how it is balancing athletics and academics. It's hard. You know that school comes first, always, so it's hard. I still have dreams and aspirations of becoming a professional soccer player. I do. Do I still love the game of soccer? Of course I do. My love for soccer will never go away. And whenever I have the time, I go out to that soccer field. I practice and practice and practice. I work on my skills because I love soccer. I watch highlights every time because my love for soccer brings me joy. It brings me so much joy. So basically what I'm trying to say is, in my teenage years, I was watching nothing but soccer. Sometimes I would watch TV shows every now and then, but soccer was the #1 thing. I always watched it on YouTube. Now we are in the 2020s. Social media is popular as it's ever been. You got Netflix, you got, of course, YouTube, and you got Hulu, you got Peacock, you got all these streaming services, you got all these TV shows and movies coming out. And you look at the TV shows and the movies, and you realize it's so much content out there. I want to watch this, I want to watch that. Now, you get caught up in that, and you don't watch as much soccer or football or basketball as you used to because you're too busy watching other stuff. The age that I am right now, I'm 21 years old. The position that I am right now, being a junior at Old Dominion University with a major in graphic design, trying my best to find ways to manage my time better, to be the best possible student that I can be for myself. It's hard, but I still find that person I was a few years ago, watching soccer nonstop and going to the field, working on his passion. If you are that passionate about something, it could be anything. Go hard, but don't be excessive. Of course, you don't want to overwork yourself because that can be consequences. Don't forget about your passion. Don't forget about why your particular passion is bringing you so much joy. Why your particular passion puts a smile on your face. If you have a passion that allows you to help people, continue to work on your craft because you will only get better and better and better and better. Finally, I start to understand how the older I get, the more my personality starts to shift. Like I mentioned earlier, I wasn't always confident in myself. Growing up in my teenage years, now I'm developing my confidence. one of those ways is believing in myself before others believe in me. And also not letting anyone take advantage of me. So now I'm learning how to become more assertive and to become more confident. One of those ways is betting on myself, believing in myself, and not always giving people the benefit of the doubt if I get mistreated. Find that previous person that was always passionate about his or her craft. Once you start to reminisce about how that person was always happy about his or her passion, become that person, which is you. Reminisce how you wasn't always like this, like the way you are right now. Incorporate that. How you can incorporate that? You can become the judge. Until then, find that person. I'm Zion Smith, and this is the RTS Podcast. Always and forever.